Hey everyone, you'll notice I'm not driving a Model X, my buddy Dustin. Say hi to the viewers.
Hey everyone.
Hey, we're heading down to a Tesla meeting. It's an Ontario Tesla Owners Club meeting, but we actually belong to Tesla Owners Club, and if you're not a member, we do recommend that you join some kind of Tesla club, whatever's local to you. Tesla has some official recognized clubs all over the world, and I'll put a link down in the video description. You can check it out because they don't make it very easy for you to find that website or that listing on their website, so I'll put that down in there. Highly recommended. You get to meet a whole bunch of different people, and tonight we have some really interesting speakers. I think Dustin Leach from Tesla Canada.
Another Dustin?
Yeah, another Dustin, and he's going to be talking about mobile service tonight. So we're heading down to Dave & Buster's in Vaughan, and you can follow along. We'll see you there. All right, so there's your announcement of nav on autopilot ending.
Okay, it's going to end up here, or is that?
Well, no, you're on auto steer only now, so you have to be in control. And because it sees a car in front of you, it will slow down, but you're okay. Well, now you're on your own completely.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's how nav on autopilot works. I like it.
It's very impressive. Yeah.
I'll try it out on your car when you get it.
I will.
Do it on the highways. And like I said, if you have HOV lane turned on, you'll notice that it really wants to make a beeline for the HOV lanes to actually keep you right in the lane. And it'll actually initiate the lane change all by itself. It'll actually turn on the blinker and actually move in the lane without any confirmation at all. Well, that's so that's settable in my software. So if I bring up the
you can make it 50K if you want.
Yeah, if I bring up energy in here, I can actually tell it down here.
Yeah,
so I can set it to 50, 10, or I usually leave it at 20.
So when you change it here,
it changes it in that screen as well.
Okay.
Right? So you just select it and it changes it in the screen.
Okay. So that's different because the 3 only has this.
Yeah, unfortunately on the Model 3 you don't have that. That would be a really nice. Well, you have it in the cards. You have to swipe over and to get it into the cards.
But it's cool to see that these screens are talking to each other, right?
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah. And we have our meetings here because, well, we got so many members now that we can't do it in the old small place anymore. So now the trick is always finding out, yeah, there's the Tesla guys. So go around this berm here, and then we'll go check out the Tesla guys. There you go, you get a chance. There you go, you had your chance to drive the Model X.
That's right.
All right.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how are ya?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad. Trevor, this is my friend Dustin.
Nice to meet you. I'm Jamie. I'm the manager of the Mobile Service Division.
Awesome, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
So you doing a badge install?
We are doing a pop-up service event.
Oh, very cool. Just the badges for the guys?
So today is a special pop-up event. So we often do these when we have like a lot of one item to do. So the techs are all ready to go, and then we basically do the same repair in a repeat. So yeah, that's what that is.
Awesome.
We can also do pop-up destination service events.
So the guys as service technicians are here from Tesla, and they're doing a little pop-up event. I'm going to sit underneath the thing here. Here's one of their trucks. They've got all their Sortimos and stuff. They sent out a little bit of a notice earlier. They say that some of the people that had dual motor badges that were not delivered with the cars, they would actually install them for people here. So that's why they got part of the tent set up for guys with performance Model 3s or dual motor 3s. They're putting the badges in. So let's head inside and go say hi to everybody.
Oh, coffee. Don't mind if I do.
So, any of you that don't know me, my name is John Dixon. I'm the president and founder of the Tesla Owners Club of Ontario. We've been around, 6 years now coming up. And I'm going to give you some stats here in a minute. Just a quick show of hands. I do this every time. How many people is this the very first time they've been at an Owners Club meeting? Wow. Oh, yeah. So I can tell you right now we have 413 paid members, and actually that's 415 because 2 people who came sort of as guests, they came to the pop-up event, and they welcome to come to the event, actually signed up on the spot. Anyhow, it's my pleasure to introduce Dustin Leach, who's the regional service manager. Dustin and I have known each other for quite a few years, and he comes to our barbecues quite often. Many of you have met him.
Like John said, I'm the regional service manager for East Canada. That means I look after our after-sales service teams here in Toronto, where we have 3. We've got one out in Montreal, a new one in Quebec City, and then I help out with Jamie on our mobile service team. A bit about my background: I've actually been with Tesla for 9 years now. So I started in Canada in 2010. Back then we only had the Roadster. We were around, but we were there. So I helped our customers basically coast to coast with their issues, and then I helped out at a lot of our service centers in the US. What is my job at Tesla? It's to make owners happy with their service experience, right? And so what does that boil down to? It means we want to be, internally, we want to be fast, we want to be seamless, we want to be able to scale. That's our goal here in service. We think mobile service is a real great way to do that. So we've got some ideas later on how to leverage the owners group and how we can use the group in here and then your forum and your website to kind of get this consolidated feedback back into us. But if there's ever any time where we miss the mark, don't hesitate to reach out, because one of my big things is, and I try and drive this with my entire team, is, I really want you to treat our customers like they're your relatives, right? How would you treat your grandmother's vehicle? How would you treat your mother's vehicle? And if you can do that, and you can go home, you can sleep at night, then that's probably the right way to think about it. Tonight we wanted to talk a bit about mobile service. I brought my experts here. Big thanks to my technicians in the background who've been outside all day, making sure everyone knows that your vehicle's dual motor performance. So I'll flip it over to Jamie here, and we'll talk a bit about mobile service, and then we'll go into a few questions, and we'll do our best to answer them for you. So thank you.
So thank you so much for having us. I'm so glad to be here, first and foremost, because as a manager in service, honestly, I feel like you guys are really our boss. So that's what we do, is we're here to help you guys when you have any concerns or you need anything done to improve your experience in your Tesla. We will virtually diagnose your vehicle to see what is wrong. Potentially, we've solved the issue. Should we not have solved the issue, we will see if mobile can repair it. If mobile can repair it, we will dispatch a mobile technician. If mobile was not able to repair your vehicle or it needs further work, you will go into a service center and you will be wowed by the most fantastic service experience ever, and your vehicle will be fixed. Yay! It's exactly how it happens day to day. So winter is our big challenge and I think opportunity in what we're working on in mobile service in Canada. So this is one of the things that was my big project kind of going into this state. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you, I think when it comes to mobile service, is what are we looking for? Can we service your vehicle anywhere? First is remote regions. So I think Dustin name dropped a couple cities. So the cool thing about mobile service is we do service the whole country. So we need to be aware of our customers that live in urban centers, but also those that don't live in urban centers, but are our owners. So I work really hard on the distribution of our technicians and whether they work out of urban hubs, or we put them into what we call like a remote area or an out of urban area. What will happen in that case is the technician will just be based really out of his home location. What will happen is you'll still be serviced wherever you are, but if I notice that I'm sending Montreal technicians repeatedly to Quebec City, every other week I'm sending people up there, and I say, oh, time to put a guy in Quebec City now. So the second one, obviously, after we've made sure that everybody in Canada is able to be serviced, is creating additional urban hubs to offer faster service in population-dense areas. So mobile, we do have little clusters, but we also create hubs where our mobile service vehicles can be charged, where our parts are stored, so that technicians, when they're preparing for their daily appointments, don't need to be driving an hour in the morning to go do parts pickup. So we're constantly looking for where are those hubs where our team would stop once or twice or 3 times a week to go grab what they need for their appointments. Next item is what we started today. So destination service events and pop-up events. So what that means is we look for clusters of where our owners are and what they need. A pop-up event would typically be something where we're doing a little bit more of a focused item. So today, as you guys heard, we did Model 3 badging and hood latches. And we may do something where we're just doing a Model 3 service pop-up event. And it won't be limited to a particular item, but we'll say, hey, we're going to be here and we're taking appointments for Model 3s, and we have hour slots. I have 20-hour slots booked in a day. Book and you can roll through if it's convenient for you. You may have been waiting for this. How do you reach mobile service if you cannot self-schedule? So the real way that we would like you to do at Tesla is you call and you ask for a mobile service appointment. So there's 2 ways to do this. If you were to call your local service center, you would be routed in to somebody to answer the phone. You can also call the Tesla service support number directly, which is up on the screen. And you would say, hey, something's up with my vehicle. I think I need a mobile service appointment.
But let's
let's just go through this. I've noticed charging rates rather low for the last few months. Has Tesla backed off of the amount of energy they are providing?
There are many factors that may affect the rate of charge. The real truth is there's a lot of things that could be affecting that, so it's really difficult to give a blanket answer. When we saw this, we were trying to figure out right away if the person was talking about specifically supercharging, or are you talking about home charging? The real thing is, yes, it's variable, so no need to panic if you ever happen to see your rate of charge changing. If you think there might be an issue, you should reach out to us and say, hey, my charging seems totally variable and I can't link it to it. Do you think there's a problem with the supercharging network? Feel free to call the number on the superchargers if you feel like something's really wrong, or you can call service and we can look into it and see if it's on the vehicle side and let you know if it's normal.
What is required to qualify to be a Tesla Ranger?
I started my career as a Tesla Ranger, so I think I know. But so we look for licensed automotive technicians here in Ontario, and then also they also have to be great with dealing with people, and they also have to be very creative. You can be a really good technician in the shop because you have all your tools and your supplies and all that there. But when you're out in the field and things can happen, and you're in somebody's garage, you have to remember that you're in their home, you're in their space, and you have to, that's a big responsibility that you have to take extra care of. So we look for a great attitude, somebody super flexible, and then flexible with hours, and then obviously well trained.
How are Tesla vehicles based in the Maritimes and Ottawa service and repair?
This is my favorite. So one of the big opportunities that I saw when I joined the team is we did have what I felt were our neglected owners, which are people that are far away from service centers. And so if you happen to be one of those people, I love you very much, and I have worked very hard to start to service you in a reasonable period of time. So we do mobile service anywhere in Canada, as long as you will work with us in terms of a reasonable time frame to get out to your vehicle. Specifically for the two questions that came up, the Maritimes and Ottawa. In Ottawa, we have dedicated service technicians. One of them is here today. Maritime provinces are very interesting, so I'm currently really trying to understand where is the right area to go, because we talk about them like there's one area, but it's quite large. There's a lot of water. It's not really that easy to get around. As I've sent text there quite a few times. But we will service you. You just need to get in touch with us.
What types of service can or cannot be handled by Rangers?
I like to think of things that are not mobile capable. So right now, annual service is, like we talked about, is not annual capable just because of some of the equipment we need in the shop, but we're working on first and third year, and so we're doing some trials of that in the field. Large pieces of glass, that's relatively self-explanatory. Drive units, high voltage batteries. The reason for that, generally speaking, is because of the high voltage component and safety regulations, and also very specific equipment that would need to be lifting it up and putting it onto the vehicle.
What kind of response time is required?
So as I mentioned, we'll reach out to you within 2 business days to just make sure we get a handle on the issue. And then from then on, it's a little bit tricky, and this is specific, like I said, to Canada because of the regional aspect that we're trying to cover. But the average repair time after we have talked to you would be within 5 to 7 business days.
So we opened up, we've had a call center for a while now, but we opened up a Canadian-specific one, and they're actually based at our Montreal service center to solve sort of 2 problems. One, to speak French, because our country speaks that. And number 2, so if you call a service center, you're presented with 3 options. If you hit number 1 to schedule an appointment, you'll hear a prompt to, hey, maybe schedule it on your phone, because that'll be quicker. And then what that does is if you book it online, that'll put a notification in that service center, and we review those every day. If you hit number 2, it says, hey, my car's in service, I want an update. That'll route you through to the service center. So if your car is actually in service, and that's what we're staffed for at the service center level. And if you have just a general inquiry, then that's number 3, and that'll put you into the queue. And one thing we're really not great on is when you call this, there's a feature when you call, there's a long wait time. It says, hey, the wait is 30 minutes, and most people are like, that's nuts. But if you hang on just 30 more seconds, it goes, press 1 if you'd like a call back.
First of all, I want to say thank you to you guys for doing the mobile service thing. If anybody's not experienced it before, it is truly spectacular. Like no other car company does anything like this. I've experienced it, it's wonderful. I would do it all the time. So thank you. One thing real quick, just asking that, can we please get the release notes before a software update, not after? I'd like to know what I'm updating. I really have 2 questions, really quickly. One of them, is there anything that Tesla's going to be doing to address the situation with loaner cars? Like the last 2 times I've tucked my car in to get a loaner, I've been getting a gas card. That's like total down.
Yeah, so our loaner fleet always fluctuates. I mean, you know, it's always for sale, right? So a big part of Tesla is being healthy and being a growing business, and we definitely want a lot of loaner fleets. So there's sometimes, unfortunately, we have a lot of them, and sometimes we have very few of them because they're always for sale. So in peak sales times, they're very, very low, and in low sales times, they're abundant. So I know it's frustrating. It's something we're working on, and as we grow as a company, and we had an incredible quarter last quarter. I feel like we've had a great quarter this quarter. Potentially we can scale that up even more.
Are you going to be adding any Model 3s to the fleet at all, or?
I'm
You're making
sure.
so many of them, I don't think there'd be any issue to throw like half a dozen into the fleet.
Yeah, we just don't have too many lying around is all.
One thing I can ask.
As you can imagine, I get a lot of questions from people in all walks of life and all kinds of subjects, and one of the things that I get is horror stories about parts availability, specifically with Model 3. Is there anything that Tesla's doing to try and get maybe some warehousing to get parts up rather than always waiting on Fremont?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got actually a parts distribution center in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So that's where the majority of our parts come from. The challenge is not so much waiting on California. It's, if there's a part design change, that can take a while for suppliers to spool up. But the volumes we're talking about with Model 3 at 5,000 a week, that's a significant amount of parts. And so the easy way is if you have a specific part or a specific concern you're hearing about, voice it up and let us know about it, because we can start to get that information back a little sooner. Don't let things drag on for months. If the body shop's telling you one thing, it doesn't sound like it's the real deal. Check in with your service center and we can help escalate that.
Are you going to talk about the charge port situation too in the Model 3?
Yeah.
Oh, we got some good stuff.
Hardware changes to the Model 3 charge port to prevent freezing. Free upgrade to all. So this one is, I think, the one that somebody was asking about before. Probably a few owners have questions. There is a hardware change in progress, and that's thanks a lot to the Canadian owners who started to highlight issues to us very on that they were seeing with the vehicle. One of the things that was happening is a little bit of moisture accumulation in that area, and as we have sub-zero temperatures for long periods of time in a lot of our country, that was starting to freeze up and it was making a suboptimal experience for charging. There's been a redesign of the part that we are in a phase of trial. It's pretty much done and it'll be cascading to the fleet. If you have a charge port concern at the minute, it's important to make sure that mobile service is aware and we will schedule a repair time with you. It can also be done at a service center if you're going in for service. As we are just exiting the trial phase, they are not we don't have thousands of these parts right now, so you'll have to be a little bit patient. I'm in the trial batch right now. The good news is Canada is priority for this, so it will not go to California. You guys will get all the new charge port latch actuators, and it'll be phenomenal. And my team will do the majority of them.
Is it a heater? Is that what's going in it, or what?
No, it's a way to help the moisture drain out of the unit.
Okay.
So I think that's the best way to. It's an improvement of the hardware piece.
Somebody asked you, do you have any opinion about rust proofing or undercoating, specifically on any Tesla or Model 3?
Where did that
Yeah, Tesla doesn't have a stance on it. There's a few different types out there. There's like the asphalt type, like the truck bed type. There's like the spray oil type. There's the type of place that'll drill holes in your car and spray it. It's a better question to ask also that provider, what testing have they done on some cars? Because it'd be hard for us to make a blanket answer on rust proofing. We don't have a position at the moment.
One thing I can say is, a lot of you remember, we were at Excellence about a year ago, and somebody asked that question, and there was somebody there from, wasn't it PPF or somebody was there?
Wasn't it for Bass?
Yeah, Bass, the
BASF?
paint company. They said, whatever you do, just don't drill at all. Don't do any drilling where they put the thing in and stick the wand and spray stuff around and then plug it. Don't do that at all. So that's one of the most important things.
Yes.
I just want to make one more comment. It's sort of related but not, but I know every time we travel somewhere, my husband always says, like, he can't figure out why Tesla is not got superchargers in the main highway service centers.
Well, they can't do it. Not enough power. Not enough
Oh, I
power.
see, okay, because I was going to say, that would be a great place to have mobile service meet people to get also the presence of Tesla and some of the great work that you do.
Pop-ups at the superchargers?
No, at the service centers.
Yes, so you will have them at the service centers and at the superchargers.
We're gonna finish the meeting, but Dustin and Jamie and some of the techs will be here for a few minutes if you want to talk to them directly. I want to thank you guys very, very much for coming out here. I know that they work long hours anyhow. now, but the fact that they came out and helped us out in their own time, we really appreciate it.
Well, there you go, folks. I hope you liked the video and got some information out of that from the Tesla guys. Want to say a big thanks to Tesla Canada guys, Dustin and Jamie, for coming out and giving us all that information. Anyways, that's it for tonight. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.